3 months ago, I done an unboxing and first impression review on this shoe, the Nike Winflo 11. Now, since then, I've worn them pretty much everywhere, every single day, on walks, running errands, in the gym, and even for travelling. So now, after 90 days of real world wear, I've got a lot more to say about this shoe. So if you're wondering how these are held up long term, I'm talking in relation to comfort, durability, style, and whether I think they're still worth your money, then stick around. This is going to be my honest, no fluff review of the Nike Winflo 11. Now, during my unboxing and first impression vlog that I done on this shoe, one of the first things I said was that I really liked the way it looks. And I still do now, 3 months down the line. I like the breathable mesh upper. I like the fact the shoe's not bulky, it's super light. And I really like its clean, no-nonsense design. Now, from a styling perspective, this shoe has honestly been probably one of the easiest shoes I've ever styled. I've mainly worn it with shorts, however on a couple of occasions I've paired it with sweatpants, and I even once wore it with a pair of chinos, and it looks incredible with whatever I've paired it with. Now, over the years, I've worn and owned hundreds of different pairs of trainers / sneakers for most brands, and it's always been for me that painful break-in period, where you wear the shoe for a little bit and maybe you start to notice you get some heel rub, or after a few hours your foot feels as though it's been strangled. But that simply hasn't happened with the Winflo 11. From the get-go, this has been nothing but a pleasure to wear. Now, I actually went true to size. Probably my only comment would be from a sizing perspective is that the toe box is a little bit narrower than some other Nike designs. But other than that, the shoe's perfect, and I'd recommend going true to size. Now, over the last 90 days, I've worn the Nike Winflo 11, for long walks, travelling between different locations, running errands, and for what I initially bought them for, which was gym sessions. And they've been solid. They haven't let me down, whether I've been doing strength training, hard leg sessions, cardio work on treadmills, rowing machines and bikes. I mean, look at the shoe. It just hasn't fallen apart. It stood up to the test of time. Now, bear in mind, guys, this is a budget running shoe. The cushioning has been surprisingly solid as well. It's been soft enough for all-day comfort, but at the same time, supportive enough depending on the activity I've been wearing them for. So, again, score extremely high in that area. And for a shoe that's as cheap as this, I've been impressed. Okay, so now let's talk wear and tear. Now, after 90 days of hard use, I can't believe how well this shoe's held up. It still looks almost as good as it did when it come out of the box. The outsole is still very much intact, despite all the huge walks and the grueling cardio sessions I've put this through on the treadmill. It's literally like the day it come out of the box. The upper mesh still looks absolutely incredible. There's no rips, there's no collapsed structure anywhere on this shoe, and the heel area, which often frays on budget shoes, is 100% still intact. Honestly, I'm impressed. I'd say the only thing that I've probably noticed is that the white midsole, that can scuff quite easily, but that's more of a cosmetic issue, and a quick wipe and it pretty much brings it back to how it was when it first come out of the box. Probably the only other noticeable thing is, can you see some of these lines, these creases here, which I suppose is completely acceptable considering the punishment that I've put these shoes through. So yeah, seriously impressed. Okay, now let's talk a little bit more about the styling. Now, I mentioned earlier that I've worn this with shorts, sweatpants, chinos, and it looks fantastic with any kind of outfit. However, if you're anything like me, you want a shoe that is performance derived, but you also don't want a shoe that ruins your overall look. And that's where the Winflo 11 hits a sweet spot, because unlike many other running shoes, this one doesn't scream that. The design is low key, which I think suits pretty much everyone's wardrobe, and it allows you to just use this shoe and adapt it to whatever you want to pair it with. Okay, so let's talk about value for money. Now, this shoe initially retails at €110, but today you can pick this up directly from Nike on their website for €65. Now, even at €110, I think it's a fair deal. At 65, you should be wearing a mask. It's robbery. Now, if you compare this to something like the Pegasus or the Invincible Nike models, which cost a lot more. I think the Winflo 11 offers excellent value for money. It delivers daily comfort, style versatility, and it gives a solid build. All for that kind of money. That's not bad in today's market at all. Okay, so let's talk about value for money. So 3 months in, would I buy the Nike Winflo 11 again? Well, for everyday use, absolutely. For comfort, long walks and hard gym sessions, yes, I would. For stylish, minimal trainer that works with most outfits, 100%. Look, it's not the flashiest Nike model out there, but it's quietly dependable. And for guys who care about comfort and appearance, the Nike Winflo 11 should definitely be on your list. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap up the vlog. Have you tried the Winflo 11? Let me know how it's worked for you in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience. If you're thinking about picking them up, drop any questions below. I always reply. If you found this vlog helpful, insightful, please remember to hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that too. It's absolutely free to do. It doesn't cost a penny, but it helps the channel to continue to grow. Anyway, enjoy whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, and I'll catch you in the next one.